Okay.
Okay, so this is our servant leadership project, and we chose to do the society Paul.
Are we all breaking out?
A non-traditional spiritual crisis. They provide a range variety of services. Our emergency food, clothing distribution, emergency financial assistance, adult education services, job skills, training courses, career planning, employment readiness, referrals to transitional or permanent housing, and referrals for domestic violence support and counseling.
So the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, their history was founded in 1833 to help the people living in the slums of Paris, France. In the US, they had their first meeting of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul in the United States, and that was on November 20th, 1845, and that was only 12 years after the foundation in Paris, and 19 of the most prominent Catholic laymen of St. Louis attended. History here locally, it was established in Des Moines in 1924. The main focus is to assist those living in poverty become self-sufficient by removing the barriers to success. The Des Moines Council operates 2 thrift stores, 2 social services, and an education center. And so St. Vincent de Paul and St. Louis de Marillac. St. Vincent de Paul was the founder of the Congregational of the Mission, Daughters of Charity, Confraternities of Charity, and Ladies of Charity. He was a man that was known of really deep faith and keen intellect, and he had an enormous amount of creativity. He became known as the Apostle of Charity and the Father of the Poor. His contributions to the training of priests and organizing parish missions and other services for the poor shaped our church's role in the modern world. And then St. Louise de Marillac was a contemporary of St. Vincent, and she was inspired and directed by Vincent's spiritual leadership. She was Vincent's collaborator in founding the Daughters of Charity and organizing hospitals for the sick, poor, asylums for the orphaned, workshops for the unemployed, championing literacy for the uneducated, and establishing standards for local charities. Louise was a wife, mother, teacher, nurse, social worker, and religious foundress. So she was doing a lot.
The mission for St. Vincent de Paul. This Catholic organization leads men and women to join together and grow spiritually by offering person-to-person services to those who are needy and suffering. Members who are known as the Vincentians are drawn for every ethical and cultural background, age group, and economical level. Organized locally, they are a witness of God's love by embracing all works of charity and justice. The society collaborates with other people who are goodwill and relieving the need and addressing its causes, making no distinction in those served because of them. Some social issues. They assist people all over the community. Some of their assistances include the emergency assistance for rent, the food pantry, personal care pantry, elder care pantry, infant products, post-disaster assistance, free clothes pantry, furniture and household items, and motherhood assistance. I had said that this is a great company to work for or volunteer. There are people there that have been there for 15 plus years, which is fabulous. They help a lot. They don't just help people, they help the staff that are volunteering there. who are going through a rough patch. A few people had told me they stayed because they had helped them receive got help through St. Vincent de Paul when going through a rough patch in their own lives. Anyone who wants to truly be helped can go to St. Vincent de Paul and get help. The overall project went well. I felt like the team communicated well in a timely manner and to get the assignments in on time and doing them the correct way. I also believe that doing these volunteer hours got me out of my comfort zone and showed me another world I didn't know about, and I'm thankful for that. I learned a lot about St. Vincent de Paul, and if I were ever in trouble, this would be the place I would go for help. The learning experience doing my servant leadership hours were very helpful for the future and for the general reason you never know what someone else is going through until you've walked in their shoes. The nature of the project, some things that I had done while I was there, I worked on a golf outing fundraiser. I filled bread a lot when I was there. Sometimes that is the only meal that a lot of people get, is what I was told. Rent assistance, I didn't really deal with this, but they told me about it. Education and the daycare assistance, and donating books to the homeless, the men, women, and children. Some future work. If I had more time to volunteer, I would ask to do some of the bigger events, such as the holiday events like Thanksgiving. They also do a linen drive for those who need blankets and sheets and bedding. These events seem like they would be fun and a good part of to help many other people. The volunteers, they always say they need a lot of help and there's never enough hands on board. So I would really like to be a part of those bigger events after I have my baby. So, yeah.
Okay. And I believe that the project also went very well. Some things that I did, unlike Taylor, I think that some of the things that you did were really cool because I didn't get into the businessy side of it. I think I pretty much stayed in the retail section, and I did a lot of folding and sorting and tagging and pricing and then hanging the clothes back up. I think I did that the majority of my hours, helped them sort through a bunch of things, especially with spring cleaning. There were times where like the picture frames on the walls or the game section or the Easter section and needed some help. Time I went up to Mary upstairs, the secretary, and did some office work with her, and then did some more for Tammy, and also filled a bunch of bread too. I think that this is the most rewarding volunteer experience I have actually had, and I've participated in a lot. I wish I had time at this point in my life to go more than however many times a week I did, and maybe more extended, lifelong. I met and helped a lot of people, and I learned to appreciate the little things a lot more than I do. It makes you feel lucky that when you come across these situations that are less fortunate than yours to have what you have. This experience will obviously stay with me, and I could never forget the amazing people that I worked with and that were so kind to me, made me feel at home. And I'm grateful for all that they do. So pretty inspiring.
It is. I agree.
Yeah.
And then I guess for future work, my OCD wanted to like help establish new ways for them, new routines they could possibly do, and like help design, maybe find some cabinets that could be donated or some shelving or something, some kind of system where it would flow a lot better. Because I know there are certain sections for electronics and then for the sewing and then for the jewelry, and it just wasn't, I mean, I can imagine how stressful it'd be the workplaces. So I wish there was some way, somehow I could figure out a way to make that a lot easier for them, maybe even faster. But I don't also have any recommendations for future projects here or anything else, I would just encourage more people to actually come here because there is a wide variety of opportunities.
So what I did at my time at St. Vincent de Paul, I tried to help in a pretty wide variety of areas wherever they needed me. I also just did a lot of the retail area, like Ali said. So I'm kind of jealous that Taylor got to see some other things. But I organized the retail area a lot, filled the bread cart a lot. I set out a lot of new items for the retail area and tagged clothes that they could be put out on the retail area. Organized the multimedia area.
Mhm.
For one day, I did get to go up to the social services part, so I got to do stuff in the food pantry and help them out with their free clothing pantry and put some more household furniture items out. Um, Overall, I enjoyed helping this organization. Honestly, I didn't know a lot about St. Vincent de Paul, and I was shocked when I saw all the things that they provide for the community. I didn't know anything about the bread or really about their mattresses, how they do their they're really cheap
Mhm.
mattresses. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but they're like brand new, so that was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's really nice. I know that from now on, I'm gonna donate my items there because I really like their organization. So I want to help them by not only volunteering, but when I clean out my closet, I'll have to donate some stuff there. But doing this project just made me really appreciate everything and makes me want to help others more often because I felt good every time I came out of there just knowing that I helped. And I will always keep the knowledge with me that I gained from this project as I continue on into the healthcare field. Everyone at St. Vincent de Paul was genuinely caring and very hardworking. And so I hope that I get the chance to go back and help them again. Uh, Kind of like what Ali said, if I could go back again, I'd like to see their store grow because they have a lot in a very small area. And even though they've added another location, they still need more room for all the donations that come through that door daily. There's a lot. And if I would go back to volunteer, I would definitely try to help them sort through their donations so that they could get more items on the floor faster. But I really enjoyed my time there, and I've already started telling people if they take servant leadership that they should do their project at St. Vincent de Paul.
So to conclude our project, we think that when comparing it to the servant leadership aspect, we agree that now going through this, that to be a great leader, you have to be a servant first. And so during this project, we listened to people and we understood that doing good for others is what is going to make you morally whole and make you a better leader. It also then ties into the Mercy core values, which integrity is one of them. We know that helping others is the right thing to do, so that's what's going to make you feel morally whole in the end. But also Mercy's core value of compassion. This project, I think, demonstrated nothing but compassion from all aspects of the people that work there and for us volunteering. But not just because we wanted, like we had to, but we wanted to, as we all want to go back and help more. It just showed us how to love unconditionally and appreciate everything around you and just respect for everything that we have. I guess this whole experience is definitely an inspiring one and is going to make us become great leaders in the future someday.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
all righty. Well, congratulations, guys. That was the end.
You guys
Yeah.
too.
All righty. I'm going to submit this now.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.